Hi YouTube. So I've got a very simple tutorial for you today. It's just a very soft, classic makeup look inspired by Kelly Rutherford, who plays Lily Vanderwoodsen Bass Humphrey on Gossip Girl. If you've followed all of her marriages throughout the series, then you know that's probably her full legal name. So we're kind of channeling the classic elegance of New York's Upper East Side. To speed the process up a little bit, I've already applied my foundation, concealer, powder. I filled in my eyebrows and I've applied some eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to just jump right in with the eyeshadow, I guess. I'm going to start with MAC's Brule, which is just a matte cream color. And I'm going to use a flat shader brush just to pack that onto the lids. You don't have to use this color. What we're really just trying to do here is give ourselves a base for the look and even out any discoloration on the lids, so you can use whatever matte shade is close to your skin tone. Brule is just the closest one for me. It's pretty much an exact match for my skin. So just taking that all over the lid, kind of packing it on, and then sort of blending it up through the crease. To give ourselves a nice clean canvas to work with. Lily's look is really not about eyeshadow. She doesn't wear a lot of eye makeup, just very soft, subtle definition. So once we've got that color packed onto the lids, I'm going to take MAC's Quarry, which is just kind of a very soft, muted, plummy gray color. It's really great when you just want that sort of just barely there definition in the crease. So taking a domed blending brush, using little back and forth motions, just brushing that through the crease. And then using little circular motions, take it up slightly toward the brow. We don't want to go right up to the brow, but we do want it to just kind of peek out a little bit when the eye is open. So you can keep building that up until you hit the level of intensity that you're after, but just going for soft, subtle definition. I don't think I've ever seen Lily with really heavy eye makeup on the show. It's usually always just that sort of classic, kind of almost old Hollywood definition. Do the same on the other eye. Just little windshield wiper motions, alternating with little circular motions. Depositing the color in the crease, and then slowly blending upward. This is a good trick if you have deep set eyes to kind of get that smokiness. Actually take your color just up above the crease, just slightly onto the brow bone. And that color will actually show a little bit when your eye is open. Kind of get a little bit of a smoky haze of color. Again, just place and blend until you get the intensity that you're after. Just blending to make sure there aren't any harsh edges on the brow bone. Great. Okay, now for a highlight, I'm just going to take something soft and shimmery. I'm going to use MAC's Dazzlelight, which is just kind of a shimmery cream color. The shimmer in it's very subtle though. It's a Volux Pearl, so it's not over the top shimmer. just kind of has a really nice sheen to it when you blend it onto the skin. Just using that same domed blending brush, I'm just applying that just under the brow. And when the light catches it, you just get a hint of a reflection there. It makes a really nice highlight. Actually just gonna pop a little bit of that on the center of each of the lids too, just to add a little bit more dimension to the look. Just using that same brush for convenience sake. So I'm just placing it kind of on the center of my eyelid and then kind of working it out to the sides. And again, that hint of shimmer is just going to catch the light when you move and add some dimension to the eye. Now the next step is the liner. This is kind of an important part. This is where most of the definition comes from in Lily's look. She usually has what looks like either black liquid or gel liner. You can use whichever you prefer. I'm going to use, this is a smudge stick from Skinn Cosmetics by Dimitri James. It's just what I have on hand. You can use whatever black liner you prefer. Just taking it on a little smudge brush, and I'm just going to brush it right at the base of the lashes. Starting at the outer corner and creeping inward. I'm only going to go about halfway across the lid. Because we don't want the line to come off too strong. We're more just trying to add some depth and intensity to make our lash line look a little more full. Sometimes I use a liquid liner to do this, but today I'm kind of feeling like I've had a bit too much coffee and I'm a bit too jittery for the liquid liner. Brush gives me a little bit more control. Liquid liner is not your friend if you're shaking like Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just going for added intensity at the lash line. Like so. And the final step for the eyes before we move on to the rest of the face is mascara. I'm just going to use Rimmel's Sexy Curves mascara, one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. I like it because the brush is fairly small. It's a plastic brush. And it just combs through your lashes as you apply and keeps them really nice and fanned out. So you can build this up and get quite a bit of volume without too much clumping. I just got mascara on my face, but it's not a big deal. I'll show you how to take care of that in a second. It's actually best to let it dry. If you try to wipe it off right away, you're just going to make a smeary mess. So just placing that brush at the base of the lashes and kind of wiggling it back and forth to get that product on there and then brushing it out to the tips. This mascara's got a slightly drier formula, so it builds a little easier than some of the wetter, runnier formulas. You can apply less mascara if you want a more subtle look, but I like the volume. Just with what's left on that brush, I'm just going to lightly, ever so slightly define the bottom lashes. Don't really like to add a lot of bulk to the bottom because they tend to go kind of spidery. It looks a bit odd. Just really light definition on the bottom lashes. So that is pretty much it for the eyes. Now to take care of that little mascara boo-boo, I'm actually just going to take a concealer brush. Now that it's dried, I'm just kind of going to gently kind of flick at it with the concealer brush. Use it kind of like an eraser. Most of it should just scrape off now that it's dried. There we go, no harm done. Now, for the face, Lily has really pale porcelain skin and she kind of just plays that up. She doesn't overcompensate with a lot of blusher or bronzer, so we're just going to go for a really light pink cheek. I'm using Clinique's Blushing Blush Powder Blush in number 108, Cupid, which is just a soft pink color with a hint of shimmer. Just going to pop that onto the apples of the cheeks, ever so lightly. Like I said, I don't want to overdo it with color on the skin because she tends to go for a very pale look. That'll do. Last but not least, we're going to do the lips. So I'm just going to pop on a bit of lip balm because the lipstick that I want to use for this look tends to be a bit drying, but it's a very lily-like color, I think. It's MAC's Bricola, which is kind of a, it's described as a mid-tone berry shade. It comes off very red on the lips. Starts off very creamy, this MAC lipstick, and then gets kind of dry as the day goes on, so you may want to pair it with a gloss if that kind of dry matte feeling kind of starts to irritate you after a while, but we'll leave it at that for now. And that's pretty much it, my simple Lily van der Woodsen look. This is a look that I kind of go to on those days when I maybe have a meeting or a class to get to first thing and I need to get out the door and don't have a lot of time to mess around, because there's usually the part of my makeup that takes me the longest is the eye makeup, so when I want just a simple eye look, this tends to be the one that I go for. So give it a shot if you like that kind of look, and we'll see you next time.